We're on the march. The Empire's on the run. Alex Jones and the GCN Radio Network.
Used since before the days of the Roman Empire to support the body's natural systems and enhance overall health. Introducing the new InfoWarsLife.com oil of oregano formulation, a highly advanced nutraceutical form of this key herb that has been traditionally used by civilizations for thousands of years to promote health. We have now procured the most high quality and potent forms of oregano oil on the market, sourced from top leading manufacturers to ensure a concentrated level of bioactive ingredients. Extracted directly from the wild herb and sealed in easy-to-use capsules, you will no longer need to endure the burning of liquid oregano on the tongue. Wild crafted from the Mediterranean oregano species that experts agree is one of the most powerful and most challenging to acquire. This winter season, it's more important than ever to secure this true form of oil of oregano. Now available in our limited first run at InfoWarsLife.com. That's InfoWarsLife.com or call 888-253-3139.
Another major health threat, this one in Toledo, Ohio, where everybody in the entire city has been told not to drink the water.
Ohio's governor declaring a state of emergency.
Did you know that the average person uses about 80 to 100 gallons of water at home every single day? If there's a water emergency, will you be prepared?
Panicked residents forming long lines throughout the day.
We're here at a supermarket in Toledo. You can see the shelves empty where water once was.
To stay safe and healthy during a crisis, you must have access to safe, clean water. Water which will not be available at your local grocery store.
There's a mad dash on right now to stock up on supplies.
The ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system is a must-have for every modern, independently minded household. Protect your family's safety during an emergency. Go to InfoWarsStore.com today to purchase your ProPure Pro 1 G2.0 water filtration system or call 1-888-253-3139.
Alex Jones here. For the last 2 years, I've been working with top doctors, nutritionists, and chemists to design a nutraceutical formulation that has truly life-changing health benefits. So many other formulations out there contain toxic ingredients, synthetic additives, and even GMOs. Introducing the all-new Ancient Defense Herbal Immunity Blend, crafted with over 14 key ancient herbs and extracts to supercharge and prepare your body for what experts admit is the most dangerous season of the year. We have rejected hundreds of other formulations in our quest to bring you what is simply the most powerful and comprehensive proprietary formula that we have ever created in the realm of herbal immunity. Experience the benefits of combining over 14 ancient herbs and extracts with exciting new advances in nutraceutical science. Now is the time to secure Ancient Defense for you and your family. Visit InfoWarsLife.com or call 1-888-253-3139. That's InfoWarsLife.com.
They took my saddle in Houston, broke my leg in Santa Fe, lost my wife and a girlfriend somewhere along the way.
In defense of human liberty, Alex Jones.
I'll be looking for aid when they pull that gate, and I hope that judge ain't.
Remember back in June of 2014, Rand Paul said Iraq is a jihadist wonderland. If we were to get rid of Syrian President Bashar Assad, it would be a jihadist wonderland in Syria, he said. It's now a jihadist wonderland in Iraq presently because we got over-involved, not because we had too little involvement. Well, there's Rand Paul, absolutely spot on. And Joel Skousen of WorldAffairsBrief.com was kind enough just to pop in with a quick news update. I don't know his particular view yet on Benjamin Netanyahu's visit or on what he thinks is really going on with the real power alliances. Are things breaking down for the West with their backing of al-Qaeda groups to take over Syria, blowback, or is it part of a larger plan? And is Netanyahu clearing the way for a joint strike with Saudi Arabia and then to give the West plausible deniability so that Obama and the United States cannot have its interest hit by Iranian retaliation? And would Iran buy that? So is the triple cross about to happen? First, we work with al-Qaeda. against multiple Middle Eastern countries, rename it ISIS, double-cross them, side with Iran, and then triple-cross Iran. What does Joel Skousen, with all of his contacts and world research, think is happening? We'll find out now. Joel?
Hi, Alex. Good to be with you. Let me give you some background here going back to 2004. There was an uninvited insider to a top City of London meeting of globalists. They didn't realize he wasn't a globalist. He was one of the financial experts in the City of London. He sat in on a meeting in 2010, and he heard them discuss their displeasure that Israel, that had been assigned to attack Iran since 2004, had not done so. And one of my sources in Israel says the reason they haven't done so is they feared Syrian retaliation. And so they basically put pressure on the United States to say, you've got to get rid of Syria before we'll attack Iran. And so that's what put the U.S. on the road to arming and funding jihadists through Saudi Arabia, Qatar, and Bahrain, so they could have plausible deniability. That's what Benghazi was all about, is shipping arms to the Syrian jihadists in order to overthrow Assad. And then, as you know, we've talked about before, that program of ousting Assad got derailed by Kerry indiscreetly saying or giving Syria an out at a London press conference a year and a half ago, where he said, yeah, we wouldn't attack if they gave up their chemical weapons, and they did so. And so it set back the U.S. Program. That's why they had to create ISIS, to have an excuse to go back into Iraq. Go back into Iraq and Syria in order to take down Assad. That doesn't happen yet. But what you hypothesized, I think, is right on, Alex. That is, there's a triple cross going on, but it's really kind of a triple deception going on. Israel has leaked to Arutz Sheva, which is Israel News Network, normally a very reliable right-wing news network, private news network in Israel, that Obama was going to threaten to shoot down Israeli airplanes if they attacked Iran. That was completely bogus, completely disinformation. And
yeah, that's insane. That would be political suicide.
It would. Not only that, you'd have a tough time with American pilots shooting down Israeli pilots, who are the best in the world in terms of their, top flight abilities. They fly the same airplanes that we do. They have the same type of IFF, or identification friend info. You'd have but it was total bogus disinformation. The reason it was put out is, as you say, to give plausible deniability to the United States that not only were we not involved with Israel, we even threatened to shoot down Israeli airplanes if they did so.
And by the way, you're a former Marine Corps fighter pilot, so you know what you're talking about, just for folks that don't know.
That's right. I know what the Israeli tactics are, the best in the world. But the point is, the U.S. would never threaten to shoot down Israeli aircraft because of the Israeli lobby here in the United States. But that was disinformation. But what it shows is that Israel is getting closer to attacking Iran, probably with Saudi Arabia. I know they have clearance already to go through Saudi Arabian airspace to do that attack. But the U.S. seems to be really setting itself up for deniability that we don't have anything to do. Now, I don't think that Iran will buy this. I don't think that it will spare U.S. retaliation against U.S. forces, and I don't think the U.S. wants to be spared. I think they want to be retaliated against Iran. Then they can join with Israel to finish off the military of Iran. Remember, the purpose there is not to occupy Iran. That would be very unpopular in the U.S. The purpose is to take down Iran militarily, because they're the only Muslim nation that is on the verge of becoming self-sufficient in arms, rockets, aircraft, weapons, artillery, drones. No other Arab country.
So they only want to cover with the American people so that Obama doesn't look like a warmonger. So this is all complete theater.
That's right. Absolutely, Alex.
Well, that put nice bookends on it. You know what's scary? I can't disagree with anything you just said, and that's basically what I've been saying. And again, I'm not a fan of these radical countries either, but at the same time, just the deceptiveness of all this, the manipulation of all of this, and then the most unsavory groups being funded and run around and commit all these atrocities. We know a lot of it's for television, but they are going through and really doing some terrible things. What is the end game in all of this, Joel Skousen, and where do you think it's going?
Well, the end game is to take down Iran. As I say, they want to make sure that Iran is completely neutered in terms of its ability to produce weapons and arm the rest of the Arab world. They've got Israel under their thumb, Saudi Arabia under their thumb, Turkey's under their thumb, and Syria, when it goes down, hopefully they'll be able to control that with controlled jihadists now, which probably are Israeli agents, Israeli Arab agents that have been trained to go in and do that. I think even the speech of Netanyahu was part of this political theater, attempting to, and all kinds of leaks came out about how the Obama administration was not in favor of his coming, and the Congress invited him despite the White House displeasure. This is all political theater. There's no way that the White House was really protesting Netanyahu's visit. But the end game is a major Middle East war, will not accelerate to World War III, but I think it will create absolute hatred against Israel and the United States among the Arab world, which is part of the rationale for eventually attacking the West, creating hatred among the world, both in the Serbian world and in the Muslim world against the United States, so that when Russia and China finally attack the West, that they will feel justified.
So it's another suckering, like World War II, suckering in the Japanese. If you pull back from this, I'm just sick of everyone being obsessed over Israel and acting like they actually are the dominant factor, when you can see more and more that the forces running the United States and Europe are giving the orders to Turkey, are giving the orders to Israel, are giving the orders to a certain extent to Saudi Arabia, though that's really incestuous. We'll have to have you back soon to do a whole hour on it. Thank you, Joel Skousen, editor, worldaffairsbrief.com.
My pleasure, Alex.
Okay, we just got his take on it, which I agree with to a great extent. This is real analysis, real debate, real wargaming here, not a bunch of talking points repeated over and over again. I'm Alex Jones with Infowars.com. Report, Iraqi forces again claim U.S. is supplying ISIS with weapons drops, including their president. Well, again, our military knows about this and is upset about it. That's just some of the news up on Infowars.com. Video, Obama supporters endorse Karl Marx as next president. You cannot make this stuff up. I didn't get to this today because it's just there's so much other over-the-top news. Now, joining us is Dr. Steve Pieczenik, former head of psychological operations for the State Department, and, of course, one of the founding members involved in Delta Force and co-author of many books and films with Tom Clancy, the late great. And he joins us now. His new book is now available at his site, stevepieczenik.com. It's nonfiction. Dr. Pieczenik, I don't know your take on this fully. I know you've traveled the world. I know you're part Jewish and have a complex view on Israel. We appreciate you joining us with Netanyahu speaking at AIPAC this morning, set to address Congress tomorrow. Is this political theater, or is this a split with the United States Anglo-American establishment beginning to break away from Israel? Steve Pieczenik.
Well, this is really, once again, Bibi's stupid, arrogant, self-destructive ways. He started this when I was involved with James Baker under the Bush Senior administration, where Baker correctly threw him out of the office for calling him insolent, stupid, and arrogant. Subsequently Clinton Senior also did the same thing. What you see here between Bibi and his right-hand man, Mr. Ron Dermer, who's from Miami Beach, is you basically see two Americans. You do not see Israelis. Let's get that very clear. These are not Israelis. These are people who grew up in the United States, went to MIT. He went to MIT when I was there in the 70s, got a business degree. Bibi never fought in the United States Army, then went over to Israel, has a dual citizenship, was indicted for corruption. Shamir didn't like him. Menachem Begin didn't like him. Nobody liked him. He was arrogant, not very bright, and strategically very inept. At the same time, he picked a right-hand man who was even stupider than he, Ron Dermer, from an area where I come from, Miami Beach, where his family, the Rosenfelds, are the most corrupt mayors in a very corrupt city, who has no idea what he's talking about in Judaism, no idea about Israel. This has nothing to do with Israel. This has to do with two arrogant American Jews who've never really been part of Israel, have never fought in the United States, have never deserved an American passport. And what they're trying to do is really try to justify Bibi's incipient notion that we should not have an agreement with Iran, which is incorrect. Number one, Iran has been our partner for the past 8 to 9 years, has helped our military and our intelligence get out of Iraq, Afghanistan, and is now the most effective partner against ISIS and Al-Qaeda. Who are the members who are fighting alongside ISIS? They are Bibi Netanyahu